This is my Arduino circuit, which uses for the waiter robot. It actually initializes. Once the waiter robot finds out how many people are seated, it will then start to take the orders. As you see, the 5 LEDs are currently on because, as you see the value, 10 newtons. Once it gets around 2 newtons, or a value of 500 in the code, it shuts off. So we have each of these 4 sensors go to its own LED, and the 4th sensor, in theory, would be placed in a seat whenever the customers sit down. And once they're seated, and it sees how many people are seated, it will then ask that many number of people. Say we have 3 people that's seated, ask them for their drink order, and then ask them for their food order, and we'll stop the simulation. As you see, the code here is all in C++. You use integer for 4 sensor A through E, and pin mode, or pins 8 through 12, and analog inputs A1 through A5. There are loops here. The serial print read lets you know the actual value of the 4 sensor if we have this open while it's running. They have 5 if, I call them if then, there could be if else statements, but it's 71 lines of code. So it works. Try it again, and we'll see that when we go to up to as many as 2 newtons, cuts on the first LED. Have a 10 kilo ohm resistor going to the negative side or ground of each of the analog input sensors here, and have the 1 kilo ohm resistor going to the anode side of the LED, with the cathode side going to the negative. And we have the inputs here, analog inputs, and you have the digital outputs. So right now it thinks that there's 1 person seated, and now there are 2, and now 3, and then 2 more people show up, so there's 5. So now the robot thinks there are 5 people there. Then it goes into its sequence of asking what their drink order is. And that is what initializes my robot, and that's all I have. Thank you.